Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty Show. The intro got messed up, but I'm just going to keep on trucking. So here we go. Hopefully it works. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in this evening with the Triple B, myself at the Triple B Experience Show. See, I'm getting all discombobulated because nothing works. That I touch buttons and nothing works today. I've been doing this show, these podcasts, 3 days in a row, and I hit the wrong button. So can you imagine that? That's what I can imagine. So, okay, this is the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bad Bubba Brewer. Friday night. Thank you for tuning in. And we are going to get this rocking and rolling as soon as I get everything that I'm talking about. It is what it is here, people. It is what it is. But anyway, speaking of not being able to do anything, I wanted to talk about the first part of the week here. I thought my account was being hacked. And so it's unreal that people can sit back and do what they do and hack everybody's shit. So I had a lot of people telling me, Bubba, that wasn't true. It was a fake. So I appreciate people for putting it out there. And I really do. So, hey, DeGastro, what's up, brother? So, I think the United States of America needs to form a counter-terrorist organization to take out all the hackers, the people that bust up our bank accounts, our credit card accounts, and actually our social media stuff. So that would be great. I would greatly appreciate that, and I don't need hacked. I don't need 17 bimbos wanting to friend request me, and they live all over across the United States too. You're a bot. It's just ridiculous, and I'm tired of that bullshit too. So hopefully we can get some clear up and get it going. But also, I just want to say this is the show where we talk pulp culture, wrestling, anything else I could think of on the top of my head. I just want to be here to entertain you guys on a Friday night. Now, we actually had a Wednesday show. We actually had my guest, Rich Smoke from Philadelphia, where we did the preview of this weekend's Super Bowl. Yeah, they need to keep the info. Yes, not in India. Yes. Hey, Benjamin, thank you for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. I got a little technological difficulty at about 2 minutes and 58 seconds ago because I hit the wrong goddamn button because that's the way it is because I can't afford to hire interns. I can't afford to hire anybody. I'm a one-man band, and that's just the way it is. But I can't wait for the draft either, Scotty. I hope we can get some good draft picks. I really do. And we got 2 more months to just do mock drafts and see who the Steelers are going to pick. It's going to be something. There's a lot of Steeler talk, a lot of after the Super Bowl, after free agency starts up in March, we'll see what's going on. Maybe we can sign some people and get some spots that we need filled. That would be great. But after the Super Bowl, I want to watch the XFL. I'm going to do that. And early show. I don't know about early show, Shane. But I had a little technical difficulty because I hit the wrong goddamn button, and that pissed me off. So I have everything set to the side, and I hit the wrong button, and I honestly didn't know I was on, to be honest with you. Hey, Trisha, thanks for tuning into the Triple B Experience. Perry, yo, Perry. Yeah, I wanted to talk about some stuff. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. And a lot of people have probably seen this movie. They say it's it's actually I believe Avatar is the #1 movie. You know, they re-released it after so many years and it beat Endgame, which pisses me off. But this movie here, I have never ever saw. Good brew crew share here. I never saw this movie, and I actually wrote it down in some notes because it's actually the 25th anniversary because it's Valentine's Day here coming up pretty soon. So people are going to be watching this movie or watching one of these movies or some kind of these movies. I have never watched in my entire fucking life Titanic because I know the ship fucking sunk and Rose was 85 years old and found a diamond. It's not, I just can't get into that. I'm not I don't like DiCaprio's role in that. I didn't care for that movie. I've never, ever seen that movie. And I always swore if any woman could actually have me sit down and actually watch that movie, I would marry them. But God bless America, I do not have to watch that movie because I'm already getting married by the woman here in the living room. And she didn't put that as a request. And she wasn't, I don't think Tam's a big Titanic person. Tammy is, she likes musicals. But I'm not a musical person. I like to sing, but I don't like to watch musicals. I remember we went to one and I sang every lyric as she sat down beside me. And I don't think she liked that, but I thought it was funny. But yes, Titanic is getting re-released in 3D. So when you get to see the 3D of the iceberg hitting the ship, it'll be tremendous. Now, I cannot do nothing Titanic is like watching Canada's offense. Yeah. That's funny, brother. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, we're gonna have a crazy year talking about Matt Canada's lovely offense. Hopefully, we can score more than 17.3 points a game, Scott. I would hope so. But yes, I will not go see Titanic in 3D because I cannot watch 3D movies due to having 2 concussions. Hey, Todd, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. It's this Friday night's pulp culture show where anything goes. If you guys have any questions, have any comments, I will put it out there. We're on Facebook Live right now as we speak. I got some people in the YouTube and Facebook, and I'm trying to do both at the same time, and I'm multitasking because, I have a script. That's right. I have some stuff wrote down, some brainstorm ideas about stuff in all the pulp culture that I like, DC, Marvel, pro wrestling, everything. I got some stuff, and if you guys want to talk about some stuff, and actually before I got on the show, when I was effing around, I was actually watching only two. Only two what, Donnie? Hey, speaking of Donnie, thanks for tuning in. Last night's interview with Mr. Tap Out himself, Donnie Fulmer, and Full Contact, Chris Coleman, will go down. And I believe it'll be premiered on YouTube, I believe, later on this evening. I think midnight, starting Saturday at midnight. Concussions. Oh, well, probably more than two. Probably more than two. Two that I know of on the scan, and I couldn't pass the concussion test. 13 concussion tests I took in a year, and I could not pass. My doctor told me to get out of my job that I have now, but I can't. So I'm gonna keep doing that. So unless there's a 3D and cherry or liquor slushy from Alley Cat Beverage. Well, I can't do that. That's a little potent for the alcohol, Scotty. But also, the Triple B Experience is sponsored by Alley Cat Beverage and Bob's Pizza. And also, Imagine Wrestling. Last night, like I said, we had the Team Tap Out interview. It was a very good interview. You guys need to tune in. Chris and Donnie talk about their love and how they got into pro wrestling. It was awesome, and hopefully we could see one more opportunity. I want to throw it out there. Any independent wrestling promoter, I'm telling you, come to Indiana, Pennsylvania, get a building, and I guarantee we'll pack the house with this idea of what I was talking about on this interview, and you have to listen to the interview to see what we're talking about. Jason, cheers to you too from Extreme Podcast. How you doing this evening? Guys, I had some technical difficulty because I'll be honest with you, I hit the wrong goddamn button. This is the third show in 3 days that I've done. Look, I am not perfect. I don't try to be perfect, but I try to do what I can to be entertaining. And I'm the one-man band. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm glad it did. So you lifted up 3 cars instead of 1 today, because you are a powerhouse, Donnie. But like I said, people, everybody that knows Mr. Tap Out Donnie Fulmer knows and will understand once you hear this great interview that him and Chris Royce did last night. I'm telling you. Kelly, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Kel. You showed up after I made some technical difficulty because I didn't hit my video, which actually upsets me because it starts the pace of the show. That's okay. It's quite all right. But like I said, Valentine's Day's coming. I've never seen Titanic, nor will I ever see Titanic. Larry Stryker, hello. Stryker's in the house. I got 2 out of 3 of Extreme Podcasts, guys. So if you guys want to listen to pro wrestling, listen to Extreme Wrestling Podcast Show. It's out of Johnstown. These guys go to all these independent shows. They love wrestling. They bring wrestlers on, and they brought me. I was their first guest, so I was honored to do that. And I'm going to tell you right now, Shane, I think it was a great fucking interview. Those guys, I'm telling you right now, as God as I speak, what I want to throw in a Hail Mary pass is something. Big Mike, thanks for tuning in. I just look. I think that interview was great. It was emotional a little bit there. I'm not gonna lie. Chris and Donnie are one of many people in the wrestling business that I've partaken in over 20 years that are really truly down to earth, are really cool, respectable individuals. So yes, Big Mike said Chris is one hell of a guy. Just don't piss him off. Well, he is the world beater. I called him the world breaker last night, Mike. He's as big as a fucking house, man. He's a powerhouse. And I'm telling you, it'll be awesome when this thing goes down tomorrow in this interview. It's great. And if you're a young up-and-coming wrestler, tune in and listen to what these guys, how they started. I'm telling you. And I don't have a format here. I got a pages and pages. I don't have a format. I like to shoot from the hip. But Don, he can talk. Yes. Well, it's because it's the coach in him, Shane. That's the coach. It's the coach. But anyway, let's get to some stuff. Like I said, I got some wrestling talk I'm going to talk about. So I know all you wrestling guys, crack a beer open or drink a protein shake. I got some wrestling talk. You know what? Let's do the wrestling. You know what? I'll change my format because a lot of you guys are wrestling right now. You know, you love wrestling. I'm just going to change. I'm audibling Oklahoma. Here we go. We're gonna go talk wrestling right now. I didn't have it start the show because I did it last week. I like to change it up, but a lot of you guys, you know, love wrestling, and you guys are on right now, and I appreciate that. So we'll just go right into it right now. Like, I got some wrestling news. Like, I just want to say that the IC champ Gunter, great last week or 2 weeks ago in the Rumble. He holds the record for the longest reigning IC in the 21st century. By the first week of March, he can overtake The Rock. This is The Rock, the jabroni, fucking pie eating, know your role. The Rock. The Rock held the IC title for 265 days in 1997. I like that record. I think Gunter is going to break it. Gunter is going to be a force in WWE. He's going to have his moment next year. Hopefully he can win the Rumble and go to Mania and main event. But that was my news on Gunter, and I think there's some Gunter fans in the house. But like I said, since I audibled, we're going to go with wrestling right now. And anybody that watched Dynamite's show Wednesday night, I didn't hear it all. I just heard some bits and pieces because, I was doing my Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show where we were reviewing the Super Bowl. Oh, my God, I can't even talk. Jesus, I'm so tongue-tied. MJF's promo where he was talking about when he was younger, and he was going to the prom, and he was talking with, his girl Liv, and he was driving, and he hit a friggin' telephone pole, and he moved her to the driver's seat. Phenomenal promo. Got great amount of heat. He is the version of Roddy Piper. I just feel that he can cut a mic spot, and he made Liv Morgan. They tweeted about it on Twitter. That's how good a promo guy he is. MJF, the heavyweight champion at AEW, cut that promo, and I think the cops were getting called at the station because they thought it was, super duper. They thought it was real. Some cops think that way, And yes, professional wrestling is real. Yes, it is. So let me get back to my Facebook thing because it jumped out. So it's high tech here at the Brewer household. Real high tech. That's why I'm not real high tech, but I try. So let me just say I don't know if any of you guys watched Impact Wrestling. Now, I do. I try to watch as much as I can. There's wrestling on every night. I can't watch everything. But I did watch the last pay-per-view of Impact when Jordan Grace was the champion and lost to Mickie James. I know I said that about that situation on prior shows. But I tell you right now, Jordan Grace's workout ethic is just unparalleled. I don't know if she's going into some bodybuilding competitions, but she looks right now like the WWE could sign her and put a strap on her and send her to the moon. She worked her ass off. But the thing about people on the Twitter and all that stuff, when people sit at the house and start chiming on people's accomplishments, because some people do not get off their ass and do what they need to do. So they bitch about everything else. And then people that have hard work ethics that make their bodies the temple, they have nothing but pride to show that off. I don't blame her one bit. And people were giving her grief, but I think she could be a rising ladies wrestling star in the WWE. I believe that. Her and Mickie James, that was a good match. Now, maybe she needs to get more fluent, maybe. Maybe, I think. I'm not that's maybe she's missing just that working smooth. That maybe that might be it. But that I just want to tell you guys, the guys that are listening who are big into wrestling, what is your opinion on Jordan Grace of Impact Wrestling? Do you think that she has it to go to the WWE? I think she might. Now, Donna, you said clean, doing it clean. Yes, because she works her ass off. Works her ass off. So if you guys give me some comments, I'm going to keep moving along. But if you guys have comments about Jordan Grace, whether she can make it into the WWE, make your comments and I will put it out here to the masses. So she's smooth. Oh, smoother than Ronda. Ronda just uses the name, and I think that's the thing. That is the thing right there. That's name recognition alone, and I think Ronda is very reckless in the ring. Great notoriety with using her name, but just a little bit of reckless, I believe. Now I know first of the week, everybody that was in the wrestling world, the social medias, Facebook was just every social media was just out of control due to the fact of 73-year-old Jerry the King Lawler suffering a stroke on Monday in his home in his condo apartment in Florida. He was face down, and somebody helped him out, and then he called 911, and but he's expected to make a full recovery. And Jerry, the King, is still. He was probably wrestling a week before this. He still does shows. He still wrestles. God bless him. I have a hard time tying my shoes sometimes, but that's just how he is. But he had heart issues a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember that he had that situation on Monday Night Raw. So, no, I did not check. No, I did not. I did not catch it. I am a couple episodes behind. I did not. I am so far behind in a lot of shows, Shane. It's unreal. But now the thing with Lawler, and when I'm bringing that beside the stroke, and he's recovering, he's going to make a full recovery, is I saw an interview of Andy Kaufman on the Merv Griffin show the other day, and Orson Welles was interviewing him. That's right. The legendary actor Orson Welles did a fill-in for Merv Griffin back in the probably early 80s. And Andy Kaufman come out of this interview with the neck brace when Jerry power-drivered him. Mike says it's time for the King to take it home and enjoy retirement. I think so too, but Big Mike, I think it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. It's just hard because then what do you do? I mean, maybe do conventions and still do some color before the pay-per-views, but definitely not in a ring. 73, I mean, him and Flair and anybody that's like, it's so hard. But Andy Kaufman come out with the neck, played it off. And I believe that was one of the greatest angles that got onto the mass media that ever was done in professional wrestling. They worked everybody. Todd says, I remember that interview. It was wild. Absolutely, Bubba. It's in his blood. Yeah. I know for a fact that's how it goes. But Andy and Lawler formed and started his thing. And if you guys are into comedy and Andy could change different things and different approaches on his comical thing, if you want to be watching comic stuff, watch Andy Kaufman, because he would play so serious, but realistically, it was all for comic relief. His documentaries, his movies. I'm a big Andy Kaufman fan. I always was when I was a kid, even with the wrestling. But I mean, that gimmick was just, that storyline was great. The slap on Letterman, Dave didn't have any clue that it was going down. And Kaufman and Lawler planned that to a T. And Kaufman loved wrestling because he wrestlers can improvise. If you're a pro wrestler, you can improvise. So Kaufman loved that. He loved the good guys versus the bad guys, heels versus faces. And that is, I mean, that did a lot of stuff. That was before even WrestleMania. So that has something to do. Oh, what's that? The Vice show that Rock. Yeah. I'm telling you, that was a great, awesome angle, Shane. It was phenomenal. Kaufman was huge. Well, when Kaufman got pile drivered, he was supposed to get up and he didn't move. He told the referee something, and the referee went over and he wanted an ambulance. He told the referee he wanted an ambulance to carry him out of Memphis Coliseum when Lawler pile drivered him. And Lawler's like, look, I'm not buying an ambulance. Ambulance costs money. Now, that time, like I said, it was $300. So the referee went back to Andy Kaufman and told him that. And Andy's like, I will pay for the ambulance. And that's what happened. And he was in neck traction in the hospital for 4 days, 3 to 4 days. Working the angle, working the gimmick. You got guys in professional wrestling right now. They stand up after a finish or get hit with a chair, and they can't sell lemonade at a lemonade stand. And Andy Kaufman sold it like he's been in the business for 20 years. Excuse me, I'm a coughing, but I don't smoke. So, great angle. If you guys can ever get a chance to watch that, like this show, like Shane says on Vice does have some good documentaries on some wrestling. I mean, I like that Ric Flair documentary, but they didn't go into the airplane ride from hell, and they didn't need to, because Dark Side of the Ring put a bad shade on Flair. And come on, how much dirt do we got to get for everybody? It's just ridiculous. How about putting some positive spins on some shit here? Would be great in the pro wrestling world. Not everything has to be dark and dreary, for real. So anyway, I know that everybody, if anybody's out there, a Randy Orton fan, I know Randy had a lower back fusion surgery in last November. He didn't make it to the Rumble. Mania's coming close. There's been a picture of him with some fans. He was posing. He looks in great shape. Would he make it enough time for Mania to have a match? I don't know, because it takes time for those guys to train, to get ring ready and go. And he probably does not want to go at half speed and be only 40% where he should be 100 to 120. But if anybody out there was a Randy Orton fan, he was posing with some fans. He looked in good shape. Well, Pat McAfee does well because he has that ring and he trains. And speaking of Pat McAfee, fucking Brett Favre is suing him for defamation of character, because he was talking about Favre on his show, and Brett Favre is suing Pat and Shannon Sharp. Way to go, Favre, you jackass. Someone should sue you for throwing an interception when Minnesota could have went to the Super Bowl, and he didn't know when to get out. And I like Pat McAfee. I'm pro Pat McAfee. Brett Favre is a shell of his former self, trying to be relevant in at this time, and he's not. He was doing some illegal shit anyway. So I hope he doesn't get a sent off Pat. And Pat does some great stuff back at Color, and doing stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, and actually on next week, February 18th. Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in. to the Triple B Experience, where we're talking pulp culture. Now we're doing a wrestling segment because I audibled because the wrestling segment was going to end the show. But since I used to own a company and I booked, I just said, well, boom, I'm just booking. I'll book it. I switched it up. Brett Favre proved that he's a scumbag. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I call Brett Favre a scumbag on my show. Maybe he'll sue me. That would be great. I mean, dude, when you do wrong and it's all as Pat McAfee was doing was telling it was a newsworthy news on his show, like I do, like on my show. So yeah, Brett Favre, you are a scumbag, and if you have interns looking at podcasts all across the United States, and you look at my show and you're like, oh, that guy with a Brew Crew T-shirt just called me a scumbag. Well, go ahead and sue me. You can't get blood from a turnip, jackass. So good luck to you. But so anyway, next week the WWE's got another pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. Now next week I will give my picks, but I will actually talk about some of the matches that are going to be on. You got Roman Reigns defends his WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against everybody's man, Sami Zayn. I'm not giving any picks. It's in Montreal. Do we get another screw job? And I'll probably say that next week because I'll go into more depth and details when I give my picks, because I'm going to start doing that too. I'm going to start giving pay-per-view picks. Well, Val. Well, Doc, that's what you got to be, I guess. So now this match here, I believe it's the first time ever. It's the first ever U.S. title elimination chamber match. The champ is Austin Theory, defends against Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, returning Bronson Reed, Damian Priest. Now, and this person who's making a break from the tag team that can actually soar his solo career is Montez Ford. And I'm going to give my picks next week. I just wanted to put these matches out because it's some WWE news, and also Edge and his wife Beth with the big ass hair, is going to be going against Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley in a mixed tag match. And we have the ladies' elimination chamber. We have the men's elimination chamber. I don't know who's all in that. SmackDown's going on right now, and I don't have it on TV. I have some stupid ass show from Arkansas, but I hit the wrong button because today was Tech Difficulty Friday. So, and the rumored match for next week's pay-per-view is Damage Control with Bayley and her core versus Becky Lynch, Lita, and the smoking super hot Trish Stratus. That's only rumors. You know how rumors are. I don't know. I just put it down there because that's just what I wanted to do. So, and I know you guys are still, hopefully you guys are still hanging with the wrestling here. And I totally appreciate that on the Triple B Experience. This is my third show where I'm taking the controls, trying to do stuff. This is my third show of the week. Maybe I have overwhelming podcast sickness or something. I'm not sure. But I want to give my picks. I'll give my picks next Friday. A little bit more in depth, go over some matches and give my expertise, because now I used to do that back in the day with my buddy Double D Todd DeFazio, and Mav was on one. We used to do the Triple B Double D heavyweight podcast shows where we did results of pay-per-views of WWE, and I know I'm going to throw. Donnie. Oh, okay. I can bring you on, Donnie, next week real quick, man. We can do some picks real quick. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm all about that. Shane, if you're out there, I can send you an invite too, brother. I know you know about your wrestling, but you can jump on next week if you like, brother. But I also will give those picks next week. And okay, all right. Yeah, Shane's in too. So, but like I said, I want to give, I used to give these picks, and I want to do it, and I want to make more wrestling. I want to do more wrestling content because it's this time of season, but also too, oh, that's okay. You ain't got to brush up. It's okay. It's quite all right. You coming on, you could go shoot from the hip. You're a special field correspondent. You just know how to do it. So, you know what I mean? But I know there's a lot of independent stuff out there. Western Pennsylvania is huge in wrestling independent stuff. There's tons of shows. There's a show this tomorrow, Imagine Wrestling. I can't make it, but if you guys are in the area and you want to see great wrestling action, get your tickets for Imagine Wrestling in Altoona. I post them on my Facebook. I share them all the time. And hey, it's I've been to some great shows. And there's a lot of great wrestlers in this area, and there's a lot of great companies. So I'm going to give my also the NWA pay-per-view. Now, I don't know if you guys watch the NWA. I watch NWA Power because I like the intro and it has Dawkins and it's like 80s and it's like the old studio stuff. I like that stuff. I'm putting it out there. I know I can book a show if I had money. I'm just saying. I think I'm fucking smart enough that I could book some talent and book some angles and do some stuff. I like the small studio type stuff. It brings the fans closer. But the NWA with Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins is doing their pay-per-view. It's on February 11th. It is called Nuff Said. I think they could come up with a better name than that. So Enough Said, it could be like, it's just mediocre to my blood. But anyway, I'm giving picks on this one. I'm going to pick real quick on the matches that I have seen, and I'm going with my picks. Chris Adonis versus the former NWA World Champion Trevor Murdoch. I used to like Trevor Murdoch. I don't like his attitude right now because he lost. I was a big, huge Nick Aldis fan, but I did like that Trevor Murdoch upset him for that time, and they put this championship strap on him, being trained by the legendary Harley Race. That was good, and I like that. It was a good story, and sometimes you got to tell the story and have an ending to that story where the fans truly appreciate that. So I did appreciate that, but I don't appreciate it enough that I'm going to take him to win. I'm taking Chris Adonis to beat Trevor Murdoch. Now, Kevin Kiley, I don't really know much about him, but I do know he's wrestling EC3 of Control Your Narrative, former Impact champion. He went to NXT and lasted like a cup of coffee. So I think he's doing this stuff with Control Your Narrative. And I believe that EC3, his body speaks for himself. He's in shape, and he can cut promos. And I think EC3 will win against Kevin Kiley. So for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship, it's Kerry Morton versus Alex Taylor. I believe they're pushing Ricky Morton's kid, Kerry Morton, to the moon. He's very, very good. He's very athletic. He's very great in the ring. I believe if he's not the champ, he will be the champ, and he will have the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship around his waist after this match. Okay, this one here. I do love ladies wrestling, but guys, I love good ladies wrestling. I don't like girls sliding around a pole at it like cheap and like it's a strip joint that you're throwing dollars on a thing, looking for the eye candy, and the eye candy can't produce anything in the ring. I don't want that. Those are valets. That's right. If you got eye candy and they look good and they can do the spots, but they can't really truly wrestle, they're valets, which valets is unheard of anymore. It's a dying art form, and if you're a very attractive female and want to get some training to become a valet, I think there is no valets in Western Pennsylvania right now. You could make some money and be a superstar. Come see me. We'll train you. I'll have my wife train you. She don't know anything about the business, but she knows how to kick ass and take names. And she knows about the entertainment part because people want to be entertained. And she knows about looking good. So she can teach you that. I can teach you about the spots. Just reading it. Valets. As crazy as it sounds, you guys will agree with me. The art form of the female valet in professional wrestling is dead, but you can resurrect it in Western Pennsylvania. Oh, you took Murdoch. Oh, well, you got... Okay. You probably like Murdoch. You like his style. I'll bet. But for the ladies, NWA Championship, the champion is Carmella versus Angelina Love. Not a big, beautiful people person. I didn't care for him in Impact. I don't care for her now. Carmella is a brick shit house. Carmella versus Jordan Grace would be a great match. Nathan, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. That would be a great match. And I just think I just heard a promo of Carmella talking about what she was going to do to Miss Love come Saturday. She gets she got that little southern twang. I mean, she didn't talk for the longest time, and she's married to Thomas Latimer. And she said she's a power couple, and she is a little fucking crazy. That's what she said. And she's got the skills to back it up in the ring. And I think Angelina Joe Love will fucking bite some dust. And I'm going with Carmella retaining her championship. Now this is the main event. Now there's probably some couple dark matches. I didn't know if they put them in because sometimes they get some people and it's just filler spots. They need to get back to some old ways, make some tag teams. And before COVID hit, the NWA Power had some great talent, Ricky Starks and some other people. But, well, Eli Drake, who's now LA Knight, but Billy Corgan couldn't handle it with the COVID and they had to roll. So this main event is Tyrese, the guy from Fox News, the Funkadori, Funkasalic, Funkasian, whatever the fuck, the big ass dinosaur, is the NWA World Champion. He is slower than fucking mud drying on a hot summer day. I know he's great because he's a big guy, but by God, he doesn't move the meter for me. And I know he's intelligent enough to be on Fox, but you know what? You're not intelligent enough in the ring. You are slower than molasses. I think I can move better than he can, and I haven't been in a wrestling ring in a long time. So he's going against his challenger, Matt Cardona, for the NWA World Championship. Now, Cardona last week tried to copyright Zack Ryder and got denied because I thought he was going to be in the Rumble. His wife, Chelsea's in WWE. He is not, but I think, hey, Richard Smoke, I know you're partying for the Eagles, brother. Anybody that wants to watch that preview of the Super Bowl 57 with myself and my man Rich Smoke, check us out on YouTube. Rich is very scholarly in football and Eagles and pulp culture and wrestling. So maybe I will have, Rich, maybe you could jump on maybe a little next week, Friday night, maybe jump on real quick and give your picks for the WWE pay-per-view Elimination Chamber. You got an invitation. I got some other guys. Maybe we'll have a full house next Friday night and make it entertaining. So if you're in, I know you're busy, but if you can make it for a little bit, that would be great. The invite's always there, brother. Always there. Oh, he's hyped. I know you're hyped for the Super Bowl, brother. So I'm taking the upset Tyrese. I'm taking Matt Cardona as your new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And there we go. Those are the picks for Nuff Said, the NWA pay-per-view, which could have been a little better. Like back in the day, I used to get wrestling names off of AC/DC lyrics and Metallica lyrics. So I guess I'm no better. I did a show. One of the shows, Have a Drink on Me. That was one of the names of my shows. It was at the Rose Inn, and I think I bought everybody a drink. Carmella. Oh, you're taking Matt. Okay. The only one we didn't agree on was the Trevor Murdoch one, Donnie. So I will write up. I tell you what, you three, if you guys pop in, I'll get a result. I'll get a show sheet, and because I don't know who's all in the elimination matches for next week, so we'll get that. And then if you guys want to come on next Friday and give your picks, that'll be awesome because I know WrestleMania is around there, or 2 days of WrestleMania. That could be a smorgasbord show there. That could be a whole show right there. Pulp culture will have to sit back to the Mania weekend. It'll be and I'm going to try to get Todd, Double D in, and maybe we can all have a full house and just go. That would be awesome. It'd be like a roulette wheel, making picks. So, okay, cool. I'll get everybody situated. I got myself, I got Donnie, I got special field correspondent Shane, and then I got an invite to Rich Smoke. So, I can get up to 10 people. Hey, man, fuck it. I'm here to entertain. So let's get to some I'm moving on from the pro wrestling topics, but if you guys want to watch wrestling in independent scene, go to Imagine Wrestling tomorrow night. They have a show, and there's a lot of independent wrestling that I want to talk about. And like I said, tomorrow is my interview with Donnie Fulmer, Mr. Tap Out, and Full Contact Chris Coleman, the world beater. Chris Coleman. I called him the world breaker. I bet you they could break fucking some worlds. Still to this day, APWF tag team champions, Team Tap Out. Check that interview on YouTube, people. Check it out. So anyway, let's get back to some pulp culture with the DCU universe. DCU universe has some speculations on the new Superman actors, which I was a Henry Cavill fan. I was pissed off about them firing or getting rid of Henry Cavill. Hey, Bill Johnson, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience. I was upset. I thought him and The Rock would have been great. A Black Adam versus Superman would have been something. Would have been the Clash of the Titans, but oh no. James Gunn comes in. They release Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is doing something else. Have no clue. Pisses me off, but they are looking at some of the actors to play this new Superman. And one of the actors is Nicholas Hoult. Now, Nicholas Hoult played Beast in the X-Men franchise. He is one of the actors that name has come up. He also was vying for Batman with the Matt Reeves with the new Batman movie. He did not make the cut. That Paxton, the Twilight guy, took Batman right off of him, so he's probably pissed off. So that's one of them. Now, a lot of these guys these are all young actors. I have no fucking clue who some of them are. And we'll have to see. These guys could be the new Christopher Reeves. I don't know. Courtney Moore. Now, he's an actor from the epic series From, and I don't know where he's from or going because I have no clue. So, I got nothing. Now, Austin Butler. I do. I know a little bit about him because I saw the Elvis movie and he played Elvis. Well, thank you very much. He played Elvis to a key. His name come up. Maybe he can be the new Superman. Anybody that plays Elvis got my vote. So they have this another actor, Darren Barnett. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was another show called Never Have I Ever. I don't know. Never Have I Ever. Never heard of it. So, but I heard Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I'm a big Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. So Eli Gore, actor who was on The 100. He was on Riverdale. CW shows, which I've never ever watched except for Arrow and The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. He played Cassius Clay in One Night in Miami. His name come up. I don't know. Maybe probably too big. If he played Cassius Clay, he's probably too big to play Superman because Superman, you got to be. But I mean, Henry Cavill was just big and looked good, and he was Superman in my eyes. Jacob Arando, he was an actor in Euphoria. Never heard of the TV show, never heard of him, and I'm sorry. I'm going to hear about people that I have no clue. So that kind of sucks. So, but the fans' choice in all these rumors and speculation is David Corenswet. Because he resembles a young Henry Cavill. So there you go. Right there. A young Henry Cavill or the guy who played Elvis. Those are my two picks. So James Gunn is going to be doing some stuff because James Gunn, he was looking for Star Wars for inspiration for his new DC universe, and with Star Wars' ability to jump around in a timeline and tell in different narrative eras instead of generally linear narrative structure like the MCU. So he's using Star Wars as a format in his DCU universe to start this all up. And the sad part about it is when he made that announcement, all the comic books that he made on that announcement have been out off eBay already because people already picked them up. There's been comic books that had maybe they were worth $50 before he announced it. A 9.8 booster gold is now almost $1,000 after he made this announcement about booster gold being in live action movie or TV. I can't. I mean, if you see them, you got to go out and get to the comic book store and go get them. But I just want to say the top current DC comic books right now is Batman, Superman, World's Finest. I do not get. Sorry, I don't get it. Number 2 is Nightwing. Don't get it. I don't get any DC. I did get a Batman a couple times. And a new champion of Shazam and Batman versus Robin. Those are the top 4 DC comic books going right today. But also, too, this is the last season of Flash on the CW network. It's ending, season 9. I haven't watched an episode in probably 4 years. So I'm so far behind, I have no clue what's going on. But I do know that Stephen Amell will return as Oliver Queen. I don't know how he's doing it because he died, but anybody can come back from the dead, I guess, in the TV world. So he's coming back in, and the Legends of Tomorrow guys will make a cameo and make some appearances in that last year and probably wrap it up like a nice little bow. So DC is trying to do some stuff to compete with MCU. They're going to try, and James Gunn, once he gets his Guardian stuff out of the way, he'll be running full tilt with the DCU universe. Speaking of the MCU, next week is the premiere of Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania. And it's going to have, you got to stay for the whole movie because people do walk out, and it pisses me off when they do because, in an MCU movie, they have the end credits and people still walk out and they have no clue, to stay. There's 2 credits at the end of the Ant-Man movie, and I don't want to see any spoilers. They had the red carpet the other day. I have been staying away from the internet with any type of news of that stuff. And hey, Jen Weaver, thanks for tuning into the Triple B Experience. And they also started Ant-Man 4. So I don't know if Scott Lang survives. Maybe his daughter is turning into Ant-Man. I have no fucking idea because I want to be entertained. That's why I go to movies. And I don't know when I'm going to go. Indiana is just a great place to watch a movie theater at the movies. It's awesome. Chalk outlines of dead people and the fucking popcorn tastes like shit. It's awesome. It's terrible. It used to be so good. Indiana movie theater. You just made the list, man. Come on. Get with it. Get clean. Get some popcorn in there. Some fresh popcorn that don't smell like and taste like plastic, and be good to go. If your young kids don't want to serve it, hopefully you put gloves on when you're serving popcorn, people. That'd be great. My little rant for today, besides getting my my Facebook thing hacked, that's the way it goes. But yes, Indiana Movie Theater, when you got remodeled, you guys were great, and then you went to shit. So if any of you kids know of anybody that works there or anybody that works, please get the clean out the popcorn containers, get some fresh popcorn that doesn't taste like Chernobyl fucking paint, and let's watch a good movie in Indiana so I don't have to drive down to Greensburg or Pittsburgh to go watch a movie. I like to keep my money in town, but if you're not going to entertain me, I am not going to spend money. So hopefully people will listen. Hopefully, because now I did on my Facebook, I made it public, so all these shows hit out there in the world instead of just on my Facebook, because I got 2,200 friends, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know half of the fucking people. I just put them on there to get my Steelers because they're Steeler fans, and hopefully they watch my shows. So, I mean, that's just how it is. It only takes one video to make 1 million people on YouTube if you do it right. I keep doing it because I like to retire early. But anyway, Black Panther Wakanda on Disney Plus. I don't know if you guys saw it. I went to the movies to see it. I went with Cable and Mav. It was too goddamn long for me, and nobody was screaming, but it smashes Marvel's Disney Plus debut record and earns $800 million worldwide, closing out Phase 4. Now, but they did not make $1 billion. That's the problem that I'm going to talk about. They didn't make $1 billion, and I don't think, and they don't speculate any MCU movie this year to make or top $1 billion. Now, they're back in China now because China has issues with things that they see on movies about gender identity. I don't even know, and I'm not getting into that. The Chinese are stupid, and it's a communist country, and they don't expand their horizons, and they didn't like what they saw. If they see a girl kiss a girl, it's a no-no. Oh, give me a fucking break, you Chinese. You know what I mean? So if the Chinese government is listening to me, You just made the list, punk ass bitches. Get those movies in there. Let your people be entertained instead of, working and slaving over a living. Okay. So I don't think that the MCU movies will make $1 billion because these movies, which will all be good, mind you, the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, Guardians Galaxy, the Guardians 3, and the Marvels. Those are the only 3 Marvel movies this year, and they say that they will not make $1 billion. But I think Guardians 3 will. That is my thing. Quantumania might too. It might be close because people might want to go to the movie theater. And like I said, they open up to China. So, but actually, there's going to be a new Spider-Man show on Amazon where it previously appeared the character in the animated Spider-Verse, into the Spider-Verse. The character that Nicolas Cage played with the voice as the older 1920s Spider-Man Noir kind of character. They had a trench coat and stuff. Amazon Prime is making that a live action movie, probably with Sony, because Sony can't get shit right. Hopefully they can. The only time Sony gets Spider-Man right was when MCU is involved. They do this Madam Web stuff, and it's stupid as shit, and it's coming out, and it's going to be dumb as hell. Mark my words, dumb as hell. But they are making this Spider-Man action movie on Amazon, and you can stream it at your house, which sometimes is good because you can sit and drink beer and eat some pizza and not have to worry about paint in your popcorn. Yeah. So anyway, also too, the top, let me get to the right paper here because I'm everywhere. The top, I got papers everywhere. Oh, it's over here. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Experience, episode 3. It's been off the rails, off the charts, off the chains tonight. This is my 3rd show, my 3rd podcast day in a row. I had some technical difficulty when I opened the goddamn show. I've had some difficulty talking sometimes. I'm so sorry. My enunciation and pronunciations are messed up sometimes, but let's get to where I need to be. So there we go. Okay, this is where I got it now. Top current Marvel comic books like I did with DC. The first one is Daredevil. I have never bought a Daredevil comic book in my life, and I have thousands and thousands of comic books, and I've never subscribed to Daredevil, which is kind of crazy because I do like the Daredevil character in the MCU. I love them on Netflix, and I think he's going to be great on Disney Plus show. And I do get the Invincible Iron Man. It's a new one. It's got rebooted. I got that one. I also collect the Fantastic Four and, of course, the Amazing Spider-Man. Those are your top current Marvel comic books for this week. Yay. With $3.99. I'm sorry, Greg. I understand that Daredevil rocks. I just never bought any of his comic books. And I wish I did. I didn't get any of the Frank Miller stuff. I wish I did. I did not. And to go get back and get that stuff, it's kind of pricey. I feel bad. I do. I feel bad. But what can I say? I do like his TV shows. I can't get everything. But also too, a little Star Wars news. The Mandalorian season 3 premieres March 1st, 2023. I can't wait. It's going to be good. It is going to blow the roof off of Disney Plus. But Disney Plus has lost a lot of subscribers, I heard. So people are just saying to hell with it. They're probably cutting their cords too. And I still haven't, like Shane says, I am so far behind on the Bad Batch. So oh, that's okay, Chris. Glad you could tune in. But like I said, guys, if you just jump on, I replay this all the time, and you can listen to me on Spotify, where we're getting some huge numbers on Spotify lately. I like that. And like I said, this is the show where you're getting the real, a real person giving you his real beliefs and opinions on stuff he loves. And I'm very passionate about what I talk about. So, like I said, we did wrestling. Next week, we're going to have a full Elimination Chamber board where we're going to make the pick. And JC Day, thanks for tuning in. Extra Point Podcast Show. What's going on? And like I said, this weekend is the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with Kansas City as I did on my preview of the Super Bowl. You have to tune in and see what I say about it. And I'm not going to tell you a score, but I will say I take Kansas City. But if you want to hear more, you got to listen to that show. I have 2 shows now. I have this show where it's the pulp culture and wrestling. I have the interview where I do interviews, where I did Team Tap Out. If I've been pumping them up and promoting them all night long. It's a great interview with two good friends of mine that were in the independent wrestling business. And the world baiter, Chris Coleman, is still wrestling, and Donnie Fulmer is coaching kids to championships. That's what and lifting weights. And that's what they do. And you're going to hear about their career and how they do it at midnight tonight. It's premiering tonight. And I'm very honored because it was very hard. It's the first time I interviewed two different people at the same time. And I think I did a hell of a job. And you guys have to tune in to find out what they said and how good of a job I did. This podcast stuff is not easy. I never said it was. But the one thing I will tell you guys is I love doing it. And I will keep doing it. And I will get special guests in for interviews. I got a great interview coming. I got a special guest that is going to explode. And I am so happy, but I am not going to say it until it's time. I'm never going to show my cards until later on. So I just want to say, you got to tune in. You got to hit like and subscribe to the Triple B Experience. I got 715 subscribers. I got over 200 and some videos. But right now, it's going to be me by myself, and that's just the way it is. And I will bring in guests from all over. And these shows are sponsored by Bob's Pizza and Alley Cat Beverage, and also Imagine Wrestling. They don't know it yet, but they're sponsored by. They sponsored me. They don't know it, but for Mike, it is what it is. Because yes, tomorrow night they got a big show in Altoona, and if you're around here, go see a great show. Go see a great show. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to my rants of all this stuff. Hopefully, next week we can talk more wrestling. We can talk more pulp culture. Next Wednesday, we'll be talking a lot of Steelers. There's a lot of Steeler news. We're just going to get ready for the draft. You guys know me. I'm one of the biggest diehard Steeler fans going. I am the original Indiana County's black and gold president. That's me. What's up with Bob's crust? I don't know. I haven't had Bob's in a while, brother. Maybe you just got, maybe they just overcooked it. I'm trying to watch my weight and trying to work out. So I do have a Bob's gift certificate, and I do love the Wapahos. But if it's going to be a carb day, that's probably when I'm going to go to Bob's. So you can't beat it. Like I said before, I was trying to eat right. 5 pizzas of Bob and a Wapaho and a root beer. You couldn't pass it up. And yes, Kelly, you will see me Saturday. Saturday, I will watch Vinnie Mac try to retain his deadlifting championship in this. My nephew's in a powerlifting meet again this Saturday. I'm working until 11, and I'm rolling down to cheer Vinnie Mac on. He is dedicated. He's been working out. I wish I had half of his motivation, thick and chewy past 2 times. Yeah, I don't know, brother. It all depends. Sometimes maybe they got a new cook. You never know. But I mean, it's Bob's Pizza, brother, Yeah, so anyway, like I said, if you need to, please hit like and subscribe. Go back in the archives on the YouTube channel. If you listen to us on Spotify and a lot of audio stuff, we're out there. I'm looking to get some shirts. As you can see, this shirt here, Brew Crew. This is some famous stuff from Pat Usick. Pat used to do my shirts for wrestling. He did this recently. So I'm thinking of some ideas for some merchandise would be good. I always think of merchandise, but I never got into it. I thought some ideas. I think I'm just going to keep doing this and just think of some ideas. I'm going to start getting some independent wrestlers on. I'm going to get some people. I got some recording artists on for interviews. I've got some people, and I have a big announcement for a big interview I'm doing March 4th, and I can't fucking wait because I'm telling you guys right now, it is fucking huge in my eyes, and it will be a great interview. But I'm not going to lay my cards down yet. I'm going to pump it up till then, and we're going to get the numbers, and we're going to get the people to watch. And I truly appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight on a Friday night where you guys are bringing me into your homes, on your cell phones, on your TVs. I truly appreciate it. I truly love everybody that tunes in, everybody that supports me, because if you support me, I support you. That's just how it works here, people. If you guys got stuff that you guys want me to throw out there and sponsor, I'll be more than happy. I'm getting Brandon Watkins from Watkins Boxing. Sorry, my mouth's dry. Watkins Boxing to come in and talk about his boxing gym, and he's got a couple guys going in for some gold glove, and we're going to do that interview. That'll be my next interview, and I can't wait. And we appreciate. Oh, thank you, Todd. Chris, thank you. Go Steelers. And yes, that's my other show. These are the stuff that I love, and without having people support me, I wouldn't be doing this. And I'm glad that you guys do. And believe me, I try to do this to be as entertaining as I can. I don't have any experience doing this. It's just my mouth and me rambling and me trying to be funny. And sometimes I get the enunciations wrong. Sometimes I can't do some tech shit. But you know what? I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But with the God willing, and the support of the people, I will lead this to the promised land because I have great ideas and I'm going to put them out there. So here we go. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode. I got an hour, and that's what I wanted to do. Episode 3 of the Triple B Experience. I will see you guys Wednesday on the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. Okay, hold on. Chris says, let's get some Steeler players on the show in the future. Reach out and get some Prospect Pro wrestlers on the show. That would be amazing. Yes, I'm looking to get Emily Doyle on my show. So, Chris, I put it out there right now. I want to speak with Emily Doyle on the Triple B Experience. Chris Hutton, thanks for tuning in. If you guys just got on, I got replays. If you just like what I'm talking about, I try to be funny. I try to be entertaining, and I appreciate you guys. And yes, Chris, tell her, Emily, I want you on the show. There's some other people I want to, and I'm going to get them on the show. I swear to God, because yes, she does great work. Remember, starting tonight, 12 midnight, is my interview with Bobby Brister. Yes, I wish I could get Bobby Brister. I need to try to get some connections. Tonight, Team Tap Out, my interview with Donnie Fulmer and Chris Royce. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. And watch a great Super Bowl. And hopefully there'll be some awesome commercials that I can talk about next Friday. But next Friday, we got a board coming in, picking some WWE picks. Thank you guys. Love you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to hit the button so I can get out of here without fucking things up, because that's how I roll. So everybody, thank you. Have a nice night and a better tomorrow. And we will see you.